Are we here? We're there. We're there. We're there. I see it. Broadcasting live. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. Triplicity squad gets together for a threesome. Okay.
We're playing hide and seek because we didn't start at 1:30 today.
Oh, that's right. We're really confusing the shit out of people. But hey, it's how we keep you on your toes, right? That's So welcome to another installment of Triplicity Squad with the dynamic trio of Denise B, Povernick, Moira Hutchison, and Andrea Warren. And today we are going to talk about many things, because I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm just going to I like the whole organic feel of it though, because who knows who's going to pop in and drop some serious questions in, right?
Question for you. Can you guys hear the mower guy out back, or is that just me? I can hear it real loud and you can't.
I hear a little bit, but it's almost like ambient music. It's ambient.
It's relaxing. Feels good.
So, so we'll just go into a meditation as we're doing it with the lovely sounds of the mower and the the air blower thing too. That's a lovely sound. That's one of my personal favorites. So normally now I'm on the bottom on my end, so I can do this if I'm pointing up.
So we're just going to watch what finger you're using. That's all.
I will use the pointer. I promise.
Moira did that. Moira did that behind the scenes with me.
Yeah. She called me on it.
But she didn't have her sweatshirt on, so she was sincere.
She was like, it's all okay.
I felt bad for the hikers the other day. I mean, when you saw that post with Moira, sweatshirt Moira, and the hikers, I thought the hikers better be aware. Yeah, exactly. Somebody's getting tripped. Somebody's going off the ravine. Little did they know.
There we go. All right, so back on point already.
All right, yeah, that's all right. That's the ADD, and I'm traveling, so I'm not in a prison cell or in some sort of diabolic chamber where this crazy weird door behind me.
That's her story.
Yeah, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I've taken my part of the show on the road, but I'm going to hand it over to Denise B. Povernick to get this party started. So what are we doing today? How are we,
We got some feedback from the past 2 weeks from our wonderful people. So if you are here, guys, please put a comment in the comment section if you're in the group, if you're on the page, so that we can bring you into the conversation. But we got some feedback afterwards, and I think there's some vagueness because triplicity isn't a word that you hear very often. You hear about duplicity, but not triplicity. So I think we're taking a deeper dive, and we're going to bring it to the individual today. Are you triplicit? What does it mean if you are? Right. So, hey, Cindy, how are you? And Misha, I think
Misha's here. Cindy's here.
Yeah. So
we've got a secret admirer who's number. Oh no, maybe that's me. I'm the secret admirer. Is number 3. Technology.
Well, before you can become triplicit, you got to know who you are.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. That's
why we double check in during the course of the day to make sure that we're still who we think we are, right? But yeah, so we're going to address it. And, as we said before, Moira starts us on our journey all the time because she is the catalyst, and she starts having you stand in your truth. Then Andrea takes, Moira passes the baton to Andrea, and she takes it over as your cheerleader, making sure that you're enjoying. And then I get handed, I wrap it up at the end, because going through that beautiful, making that jump, starting the journey, enjoying it, makes you not invisible unless you want to be invincible.
Invincible.
This is why I can't pick words that are too close to other things. But I did say triplicity good today.
You did.
Yes, you did. She didn't have to slow it down.
So, anyway, so and then I'm going to wrap it up, making sure that you tap into that invincibility of being the creator before you go back in and start all over at your next level that you're at. So what we're going to really do today is bring it to the individual, how you can ask yourself, are you triplicit? And what exactly does that mean? And how would you know? Because there's not like a triplicit squad out there that you could actually go, am I being triplicit? And we can write a citation when you're not. Or wait, well, there's something. Let me put that on the list.
Yeah, I like that citation. We could wear costumes,
right? Or
in a badge.
I want to do my energetic zapper so that when you're not doing a zap like that, you're not.
I always talked about the Harley Quinn outfit. Granted, I would not be wearing those shorts. It'd be more of a a different, more, senior citizen look of Harley Quinn. Like if Harley Quinn was a senior citizen, I would bring that image out there. Sheena is here with us today too. So she just jumped in. So hello, hello. Well, Denise, I know Moira and I talked this week about truth and joy.
Yes.
Can you kind of dial into that invincibility piece so that everybody kind of knows where we're heading after passing the baton?
So what we're going to do in the squad, the actual Facebook group during the week, is every Monday, Moira is going to go on at 9:30, give a little sneak peek about whatever our topic is for the week. She's going to discuss the truth and being the catalyst, how you know it's time to change and really make that leap. And then you're going to come in on Tuesday morning, Andrea, at 9:30 and really express even deeper what it means then once you're started, how to tap into the joy on that certain topic. We're going to meet here on Wednesdays at 2:00. We're going to bring that in together and get interaction from the people that are here. And then Thursday, I'm going to do a wrap up at 9:30 and making sure that we bring all of it and weave it back into the final invincibility and knowing that you're the creator. So whether you want to go back in and redo your topic and go on that journey again, because why not? Or create a whole brand new topic or something else that you want to achieve or bring into your life. Now you'll get the gist of it, because through that repetition, it's going to get easier and easier and easier.
Absolutely.
That sounds amazing. All right, Moira. So this one's for you, because I get to be in the middle and start,
So you are in the middle.
I know. See, I'm the glue.
Filling. You're the sandwich filling.
There you go. I'm the gooey center.
Yeah.
And right now I really am. Okay, so Moira, you touched on a lot of that on Monday, but I don't know if everybody who is here now got to see that. So maybe give them just like a snippet of what that was, so that we're talking about what this concept is, who we are, what we do. Share a little bit about what you shared on Monday for these live attendees today.
So obviously triplicity is threefold, but one of the things that I was just thinking of when Denise was explaining was, it's like we are creating a braid.
Yeah.
And each one of us brings our own component. So if you think that Moira is going to be the catalyst, and then joy with Andrea comes in and wraps around that, and then the energy wraps around that. And I think that we're just going to keep feeding off each other. So that was just a wee sidebar. But what I talked about on Monday was about telling the truth, about really being honest, vulnerable, open with you. Your threefold truth is what's your mind saying, what's your soul saying, and what your body's saying. And then as you get clear on that, it's like, who am I? Where am I going? What do I want? And that's okay. That's great. But then you're going to start doing things probably in a wee bit of a different way, because we are always evolving and becoming. And I think that that's what the triplicity part is, with the forming the braid and the keep going, and is that we are so much more powerful when we tell the truth, when we find the joy, and when we embrace the fact that we are energetic beings and incredibly powerful at that. So to me, I think that that's how the journey starts. And I'm just thrilled to be able to sit with these two awesome ladies. I think we're going to change the world.
Yeah,
we are.
And if I can jump on that too, when we talk about telling the truth, it is your truth, which means there might be no one else on this planet that agrees with you. It's not the collective truth. It's not what your parents have taught you, right? It's what, like you said, what you're feeling within. And going back for me, triplicity is the whole knowing that we exist on three planes, the energetic plane, the mental plane, and the physical plane. And most people really spend most of their time on the mental, creating scenarios. And then it's not until they feel it in their body, usually an ill feeling, that they do something about it. Mm-hmm. So it's making sure, like you said, that our truth is being aware of all three are speaking to us at one time.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm going to want to dovetail off of both of what you guys said, is that aspect of truth. And Moira, when you're talking your truth, and then Denise said, and I love that way you said that too, it's your truth as in, nobody else may have that truth. Nobody will have that truth, but when you said that, Moira, we're so conditioned to think things are supposed to look and sound and be a certain way. And to me, that's the job of our squad, is to blow that shit up, because what you think is your truth is your truth. And gives a shit what anybody says, right? Because when you stand in that power, you anchor in that joy, that creation piece, and what you can put out in the world is so much more powerful than trying to drive down the lane of the talking head and all the people shoving you down this lane and path of what it's supposed to look like.
Well, the truth is, nobody can shove you down the lane unless you say so. And that's a big part of the truth, is to tell the truth that you are the navigator, you are the chooser, you're the one who's telling your story, right? And I think that's a big piece in all of this.
And not only that, but if you think about, if you go in and shut down the mind, because the mind is creating this illusion of what you think it should be, and it's not even thinking about something else, just shut that down. It's so much easier to tap into the joy of it.
Yeah. Yes.
And watch it evolve.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think tapping into joy, unfortunately, for a lot of people is difficult, because they kind of want that quick hit, right? We've had this society of that quick hit, which really is more happiness, right? You get that jolt, that quick hit, but are you getting that full, complete, all-encompassing joy where you're anchored into it daily? You feel it daily. Like I talked a little bit about that Tuesday, like my body vibrates. That energy of joy is going from head to toe. It's not the quick hit of, oh, I really like this. This is what's driving me. This is how I create. This is what's attracting people too, right? Because that aspect as well, which I know we'll definitely talk about that later, is the idea of when we lean into those aspects or step into truth and joy, that we get to create and attract these individuals that are involved in even our creative process.
Right.
And I would add to that, and I think when you really start to understand that truth, joy, invincibility isn't a destination that you're getting to, it's what you already are. Mm-hmm. This feel of joy shouldn't be brought to you because of a person or an experience or a thing. It should be first realized within yourself, and then all that stuff shows up after the fact, right?
Because you see it. That's because when you have it within you and that's your truth, then that's all you get to see, right? Because that just keeps coming up in front of you.
And for me, I feel like a broken record, but I'll play this broken record over and over again until you feel it energetically. You're never going to see it.
That's right.
Your mind will prevent you from realizing that is the outcome that you really want to tap into before the physical outcome comes.
Absolutely. And that there's a part in there too that all too often, and I see this a lot with clients and people that I've worked with over the years, is that they think that I'll be happy when I get there. Right. So in the meantime, I got to put up with this, and I've got this sucks, and this is horrible, and I don't like this, and I've got these people in my life that are not resonating with me. But when I get there, I'm going to find the joy. I'm going to be at peace. I'm going to be able to tell myself the truth. And it sure is not. It doesn't ever work that way.
No, because the needle keeps moving.
Exactly.
It keeps moving, because you're not actually, like you said, Denise, it's not your inward joy. It's you're putting it out on the outcome or the individuals that you feel, well, if they do this for me, I'll feel this. No, you're supposed to be feeling it already. You're supposed to be feeling into it already.
And if you're not feeling it, then they're not going to do it, because we did an exercise earlier where we were doing some babble and we were holding our hands to our throats so that you could feel the vibration when you speak. So you guys watching, put your hands on your neck and you can feel these vibrations that you're not aware of maybe if you just didn't do that. And then once you take your hand off, you're more aware of the vibrations of the feel than you were when you first put your hand on. Yeah. And you understand these vibrations as you speak. It's energy that you are sending out, right? So whether it's a speaking or a movement or just a being, you're sending all this energy out. And if you're on the mental plane and you're saying that it can't happen, that's what you're sending out, or these people won't act a certain way. And then when they show up and they match what your thoughts were, you get pissed off.
Yeah.
So it's like a self-fulfilling redundant prophecy of You can't get there from here when you're here. If you're here, you're here, and you're there, you're there. So you have to envision the feel of the there while you're here.
Yep.
I feel like
and Sheena said, and it's exactly right. What Sheena just says is not the destination, it's the journey.
Yeah,
but there's something else that Denise often says, which I really love. I've actually started saying this a lot more too, is you cannot have a happy ending if you're not happy right now.
Yeah,
exactly.
You can't, it just doesn't exist. It is impossible.
Yeah. And how you know what trajectory you're on right now, look at your last choice that you made, right? Because you're either in a universe that conspires for you or conspires against you. Yeah. And if you're in a universe that things don't go your way and things are not going well, and I'm not talking, when you're in a universe that conspires for you, that's all there is. Everything is to your benefit. The moment that you just have one where it seems like something's against you, you're in an unhappy ending story.
Yeah.
Right? So with Triplicity, we're really what we're wanting to help others do or realize or become is that your story as of 5 minutes ago is invalid now.
Yeah, it's done.
It's done.
It's over. It's
yeah,
over.
It's done.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the only one that's propagating it into being by telling of the story and reminding those people, especially those that weren't there. They don't know that it happened. Now you're telling the story as it's happening, as if it's happening right now, and you're activating that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to be a master and tell a new story, but you can't tell a new story if you don't go into the energy first.
Yeah. And tell the truth about what that feels like.
Yeah. And the less words, the more feel. Yeah. I put it this way, the more words you have to say, the more BS it is.
Well, because you're trying to justify or explain or get acceptance by other people if you're having to use a lot of words, right?
Including yourself.
Yeah, you're trying to. A lot of times we're trying to talk ourselves into it. I mean, you catch yourself a lot talking yourself into if it doesn't feel, and I like that you have to feel into the feel, because your body and your energy tells you immediately if it's right. That's that mind that comes in and says, "Wait a minute, I'm going to convince you it's right." Don't listen to the body. Don't listen to the energy. I'm going to tell you this, and this is a story we're going to create, and you're going to take it from there. And no, you get to tell that part. No bullshit. If this doesn't feel right, the energy isn't right. Guess what? I get to walk away. I get to create something completely different, stand in something totally new, and I get to feel the energy of joy and move forward with that.
Think about it. When you're driving down the highway and you're going, 65 miles an hour and something comes at you sideways and you have to react, right? You instantly go into this energy we're talking about. You're not debating should you, shouldn't you? Right. And you feel that power surge come through your body, and you might even let out a little nervous giggle after the fact, like, whoa, can you believe that?
Yep.
So it's like that. If we can keep you that in the moment without that kind of level of stuff happening, because here's the thing, the energy, if you're not feeling the energy in your body right now, if you can't feel your heart beating, you're not triplicit. Yep. Because we if you've ever floated in a pool and you have your ears in the water and you can hear your heartbeat because you kind of focused in there, or if you're doing a meditation and you put your earplugs in, you feel your heartbeat. This is about being so self-aware physically, mentally, and energetically that if you go deep enough, you can feel your cells dividing in your body or your hair growing. Like, this is how low level awareness that we've been taught to have, and that's acceptable because we let the mind rule us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the mind is only 10% of us, because when you hear that you only use 10% of your brain or your mind or your consciousness, it means that 90% of it is in the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't feel your feels if you're not staying in the present moment. And the best way of doing that is taking a deep breath.
Yeah.
Just right now, land here.
So can you feel a feel for an hour from now? Can you feel a feel right now for an hour from now? Do you even know what you're going to be doing?
I have no idea.
How about an hour ago? Can you feel a feel?
No, I can maybe tell you if I made it up, what I felt an hour ago.
Right. And even if you did feel something an hour ago, if you're trying to recreate it here, it would only be a small fraction of it.
Right.
So if you're telling an old story that you don't like, you're only getting a small fraction of it in the memory. And if there's only a small fraction of it, not the whole thing, why even bother packing it?
Exactly.
Could you imagine packing for a trip and packing the shorts and leaving the shirt, leaving a sock home, leaving one shoe home? Like,
then,
that would be ridiculous.
It would be ridiculous. But it's an interesting point you say there, Denise, because something that I just thought of is that when you are trying to recreate or maybe share something that happened in the past, you're going to have to use an awful lot of words to get the feeling or to convey it, as opposed to just being in the feeling right here, right now.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not already anchored in your energy, absolutely. But as we know, that when you anchor in your energy, the world just gets freaking amazing. I don't know how else. It may sound ridiculous to someone who's listening to us and is going through a hard time. And, we got rainbow unicorns farting glitter right now saying, this is how wonderful it is.
Yeah.
From someone who was on the other side of that for a while in an old story and going now to rainbows farting unicorns the last 10 years, where you think my focus and choice is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if the better it gets, 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 and it never stops better getting. Or getting
well, that's the point too, though. We get to choose. We get to choose. That's the point too. We get
always
to
about
choose.
choice.
And I think, that's the part we always have to come back to, is you get to choose. You get to choose if you want to keep telling this story that's kept you in this, in this area of your life where you're completely unhappy, or you get to choose to totally rewrite it with farting rainbows, or actually not farting rainbows.
Farting rainbows. Okay.
Farting rainbows.
Hey,
that could be in my world. In the world
anymore. We can
create
farting rainbows.
Yes. But I mean, we get to choose all of it. And we can leave it and we can restart and reset anytime we want.
And think about this, because it's mind-blowing when you actually, that you bring up that point, and it's such a good point. All you do the whole time that you are awake is make nothing but little choice after little choice after little choice after little. It's like a choice equation.
Yep.
And then you get the result. And it may not necessarily mean the choice was wrong, but you weren't in it energetically, because there's a difference between going through the motions and going all in. Right. And actually, if you've ever been an athlete, when you go all in, it takes less energy than trying.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you just do.
Yeah.
Yep. You're not thinking about it. Your body's in it. And it's having that. It's funny because I think about when you're saying about that algorithm of it, right? So if you make it an equation and you're just going through those motions, that algorithm just kind of sits like this. But I think when you're not thinking about it and just doing, that algorithm is like this.
Yeah.
Because it looks totally different than just that. Okay, here we go. This is the equation right across the line, following this one after another. And I think athletes, we always refer back to athletes, because you're right. When they're in that zone, they have no clue what they're doing. Their bodies are doing what it already knows. That's the other point. The body already knows. So the feel of it already knows. It doesn't need your thought to create it. It knows what it needs to do without you thinking about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to join on that, with the body, if you've ever run and you got a stitch in your side, you get a stitch in your side the moment when your body doesn't have enough oxygen for the level of output that you're moving, right? So you don't stop, you slow down, you deep breathe, and you run through that stitch, and very quickly it disappears. Right. That's how your body talks to you 24/7 with your feedback. And some things they really get your attention because they need addressing right away. And some things are so subtle the first time they come in. So the more aware you are in your physical body. So I'm going to share some tips. Hydration. Make sure you drink lots of water. Minimum 80 ounces if you want to be an energy conductor. Minimum of 80 ounces, 100 ounces if you drink caffeine, because caffeine dehydrates you. And if you drink alcohol, that includes wine, that dehydrates you also. So you need to get more in. You need to get more in than that if you have a physical type of day or job, or if you're out in the heat or humidity, that will vary. But for average, getting yourself up to 80 or 100. And then deep breathing, first thing 9 minutes in the morning, and then 5 minutes on the hour when you're awake. because the water, the hydration pushes your energy out further, and the oxygenation helps you bring back what it is that you are hooking onto with your vibration. So with that, the more you take care of your physical body, the better it will help you move through and become this magnet to what it is you want, right?
Yep. The other, just to kind of pick up on that too, is the really big piece about truth, telling the truth, feeling the truth, seeing the truth, being the truth, is trust. Because sometimes all you can do is drink your water and do your breathing.
Yep.
And trust that by drinking your water and doing your breathing,
yes,
that things will start to evolve and you will actually recognize, look at how powerful I am. Look at what my creation is.
I have a question for you. So when you heard that for the first time, what'd you think? What was your mental reaction to that?
To what?
To just drink water and do deep breathing, and you'll be able to be a better energy conductor. And I can tell by the giggles, right? Come on, because they're thinking it right now out there that's watching the videos. So
hello.
What's that?
Well, in fact, so I'm going to share what happened for me, because I work with a lot of the information and guidance that Denise shares. Denise's higher level. No, she's not.
No.
No.
This is more aware.
Denise leads with this. I am now too. But I remember the thing about the water, the deep breathing. I've been doing that for a really long time. I'm making it more of a practice. But the water was really funny, because I do drink coffee and I do drink wine every so often. But I tracked my water because I always thought I drank a lot of water, until I thought Denise said this 80 ounces and then 100. And so on first few days, I tracked it and got my 100, and then thought, I'm still thirsty. I probably drink 180 ounces a day now. But it was because that just that invitation to start tracking it and being aware allowed my body to say, good, thank you, but I need more, and I need more, and I need more. So the power of that cannot be overstated.
Yeah. And you have to experience, and that's why we're the energy experience, the truth experience alchemist, the joy experience alchemist. We don't want you to believe a word we say.
No,
absolutely not.
Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah.
that's all we're doing.
But we want you to have the experience. So at the very least, go prove us wrong. Go drink your water, do your deep breathing, and tell me if you're not having a better life.
Yeah.
Because the mind comes in, what does it say? That's just way too simple.
Yeah, it can't be that simple.
But
No,
yeah,
that's a habit, right? That's what we've always been taught. Everything has to be hard. If it's not hard, it's not worth it, which to me, that's a story you need to get rid of today, because and back to the water, like I always thought I drank enough water. I mean, I work out, I'm drinking, I have a bottle with me all day. I was somebody that the deep breathing wasn't as steadily through the day. I would do something in the morning, and then that was sort of like, I'll just push through the day. But adding in that breath work throughout the day, for one, allowed my day to be so much smoother. I mean, it was like, when I was feeling myself frayed in the past, no longer. And then my sleep changed. And I know that's one, because I increased my water. Yeah. And then the deep breathing throughout the day, my sleep changed dramatically.
Yeah.
So, and you need that really deep sleep to be able to get up and do this the next day, and you do it in a way where you're really showing up at 100%, because to me, that's such a vital piece of this whole pie.
Yep.
And for me, when I got sold on deep breathing, I have 5 kids, mom 5, my 3rd daughter came naturally. If I wasn't there and experienced it for myself, that breath took away transition labor pains, not just labor pains, but transition labor pains. So much so that, of course, being the experimenting kind of person I am, decided to have the 4th and 5th one, not even in the hospital, no drugs, no nothing. It's amazing when you tap into the energy and the wisdom of your body and bring the mind last in instead of it being first in.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what it can do for you.
That's a shift. It should be like mind, spirit, body. Like just keep shoving the body down. Doesn't mean you don't take care of it, but don't lead with it. Don't even hit the middle of it. It's like the last on the plane of what's important.
Yeah.
Well, it's just the recorder. It's just you just get, delegate your mind to taking care of things like preparing a meal or washing the clothes. That's about it.
Well,
right?
As we discussed, just imagine Morgan Freeman in your head, and that's the voice you hear when the mind starts.
Narrator.
Because most of the time, its commentary is not needed, right? You get a feel to go to the bathroom. Do you really have to say into your mind, what does this mean?
Yeah.
Should I go? I got the should I stay or should I go? Right?
Yeah.
What do I do? Where do I go? How do I do this? And as you're walking into the bathroom, are you going left foot, right foot, left foot, toilet? There it is. Turn around, back it up. With the beeping going as you're, you don't do all that.
Right.
No.
So why do
not
it now?
No, it's not.
No, it makes no sense. So Triplicit, mind, body, spirit, right? We hear that thrown around a whole lot. That's why we didn't want to make that and lead with that for our stuff. We wanted a fancy word that Denise couldn't pronounce.
Yeah.
Gotta keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
Well, and earlier when Moira was starting to talk and she went triplicity, triplicit, I just felt like Beetlejuice. Well, we need to have a Beetlejuice chant for triplicit.
Yeah.
Triplicit. Well, it's Babel week in the energy world.
That's right. We're doing lots of Babel.
We're doing lots of Babel in our Babel energy techniques this week. So yeah, I mean, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That thing. That thing.
Triplicity.
Triplicity. We know as Prince. That group formerly known as.
Yes, there we go. I like that form.
All right, guys. So let's wrap it up.
Yep, we're wrapping it up.
Wrap it up.
Is there any questions? I see we've got some friends here. If anybody wants to drop any questions in before we hop off, we've got a few minutes. If you have anything for us, please do that in the comment section. I see most of the people that are here are just chiming in, letting us know that they are tapping into what we're saying, which is always excellent, that we're conveying it properly, which is, hey, that's a win in itself.
If you get a question tomorrow, just drop it in the squad. If you haven't joined the squad, make sure that you do invite your friends to come over, because eventually we're not going to be on the page. We're going to just be doing the lives in the squad so that we can go deeper down and really get more vulnerable. So tomorrow I'll be live at 9:30, wrapping everything up. And then Friday at 2:00. You guys want to share what we're going to be doing on Friday, 2:00?
That's all you, Moira.
Oh, no. We're just going to have fun.
Yeah.
We're just going to have fun.
We're going to do a messenger room in the group where you can come in, and we're going to just kind of have that round table and sit and talk, or if it's not messenger, Zoom, one of the two, where we actually can get you on screen with us.
Yeah. Invite you into the conversation.
If we have to wrestle you down and tickle it out of you, or whatever the heck it is, Andrea's up for that, the whole wrestling and tickling you to get that joy out. Yep.
If I have to. But I'm hoping I don't. I hope everybody shows up with their rainbows and their farting unicorns, and they're just so excited to be there that I don't have to do it.
And I got my no drama llama right here. Just
love it. Love it.
Yeah, so in our house, if you're creating drama, we throw this at you. Just as a reminder that there's a no drama llama. See, that's how ridiculous we are here. That's why I like how we are.
That's fun. It's all about fun. It's a game of life, like Moira said. It's fun. It's supposed to be fun.
How can you be upset when you got a pastel llama coming at your head? You know what I mean? How hard can it hit you? Well, there's a challenge. Anyway, I'm thinking out loud.
All right, so that's it. So we're wrapping it up today, and tomorrow 9:30 Eastern in the group page, and I'm sure we'll do some sort of watch party later. But I will tell you, show up for the live, because if you can get Denise alone, one-on-one, because it's just you and her. There's nobody else there. Trust me.
Nobody else.
You can ask all the questions you want. I would definitely take advantage of that time. So tomorrow 9:30 Eastern, and then Friday 2 p.m. Eastern in the group.
And because it's Babylon week in the energy techniques, we'll be.
I told you, fun.
I had a whole bunch of grown adults. Babylon, goo goo gaga, like they were babies this week. It was so much fun.
It was.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll see you again next week.
See you next week.
Welcome.